Well, here we are, another day at the cabin. It's Sunday, it's warm, it's sunny, it's about 50. Must be 10 o'clock in the morning. But you know, it's cool. It's probably 45-ish or so inside the cabin. I got Blue up here. I plan on working outside today, outside the cabin. I don't know if I'm going to work on my siding or not. I've started on the upper part of the front porch siding, so we're making a go of that. I don't know if you've seen my short video a day or two ago. I was cleaning boards, knocking boards apart, knocking the nails out, just getting the leaves that were glued onto the boards off. And so I was cutting and sticking some up, and that was going well. But today it's supposed to be, I don't know, somewhere around 70-ish maybe. So I got to mow grass this afternoon, but I figured I got a couple hours this morning. I'm going to either work on my porch. I may fire up my my weed eater and do some weed eating around here. Gotta give my old knees a little workout. But I kind of started a fire here. I got my newspapers in, and I got some maple boards on top. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'll shut that before we get smoked out of here. I got my flue all the way open. Have good draw. We'll see if this will take off for you, okay? Maple is really hard wood to split. So if you're trying to make kindling out of maple, you can do it. It ain't easy. I do it. All I got. I'm trying not to burn up too much of my cedar board because I know I need a lot of little pieces for my upper part. So I'm really not trying to burn some of that. Some of the stuff I burned the other day was rotted. Just really crappy pieces of wood. So when I was cutting wood yesterday, some of the really ugly stuff went right in my burn pile that I had going on. So that eliminates a lot of the ugly stuff. So we'll just see where this video goes, folks. So you just hang on, and we'll get to it. That's all I gotta say. We're done about that. Done. Okay, Jacob was chopping some of this stuff here, this maple, and these were 3 feet long this away. And he stood it up, one hit, split the whole thing. I've never seen anything like that before. 3 foot, what a hit. And then he chopped it up. Of course, I used a saw, but some of it he used an axe. And you can see here by this end, look how brittle that is. Yeah, he chopped it, some of them once, some twice, and it busted. I mean, the stuff is so dry and so brittle. I didn't get any of that on film. I wish I would have. My wife was here. We're sitting around the campfire watching Jacob split wood. I go, after it was all done, I said, oh, I should have filmed that. I'm really, really, really good for doing that kind of stuff. Just so you guys are well aware of that. Can you see the robin in the tree? He's about in the middle of the screen there, right smack in the middle. Red-breasted robin sitting on a limb, wiggling in the wind on that limb. He's going for a ride. Man, that's gotta be fun. Well, today is Tuesday. Look there, I picked up all the sticks in my yard and I got a fire ready to go. And I'm hoping this weekend, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, I want to get up here and burn that dude again. Get her cleared out, so maybe this weekend I can come up to the cabin and we'll get a fire going for you guys. I'm still waiting for my hawk. He hasn't come back yet, so get back to you. Well, we're out here at my cabin. I have been watching a big hawk fly around my cabin for the last half hour. But I'll be danged if I cannot catch that guy flying over. Every time I grab my camera and I sit out here waiting on him, he kind of disappears on me. So I'm kind of giving you guys a little bead roll here of my cabin in the spring. See how everything's all turning green out here in the forest? Well, really not a forest, but my woods. And I call it the woods all the time because there's really not a forest here. Not at least in this section of the property. Yeah, I wish that hawk would fly over again. I'm I'm gonna sit here for a while yet, see if I can't capture him. I might be back with more, and I may not. Oh man, I think he's too high. I'm not getting him. Dang it, there he is. You see him? Boy, he's a beautiful bird. He is big. I don't know if you guys are seeing that or not. Boy, the sun hits him just right. He's a beautiful big bird. He's looking for some field mice out here. They're everywhere out here. Yeah, he's clean out of sight now. Winds are blowing, so he's moving. There's Blue Boy. Hi, Blue. I think all your fans want to see you. Oh, look at that. And he walked out. Don't you just love him? But you know what? Let me just take this off the pedestal and go chase him down. Let's see where he went. Oh, it's Jacob. Jacob's out here. Oh my goodness. Blue. I was just filming him sitting here, Jacob. He took off on me. Yeah, and I go, what the heck? Well, that's why. Okay, well, everybody, there's Jacob.
Howdy.
Okay. Here we go again, guys. I'm working on the upper part. I got some boards up. And if you notice over here, I am not using any tar paper. The reason I'm doing that is because with the height of that wall and the roof over top, the moisture should not affect that with the cedar boards on. I think we'll be okay. So stay tuned, more to follow. As always, are we ever done? Hello? Well, I know that this guy Christopher McCandless has been gone for over 20 years, but he's still quite well known. And I stumbled across him on a video I was watching about Truck House Life. He went to the site where the bus was at. This book starts it all. John Krakauer wrote the book, did a very good story about Chris, aka Alexander Supertramp. He was kind of a wild kid out of college, wanted to kind of experience life on his own, and he did. And in the process of doing so, going to Alaska and living up there for over 3 months on his own, wound up dead. Now they made a movie about him, Into the Wild. Sean Penn did that, done a very well job on that. I enjoyed that movie quite a bit. But you know, people condemn the kid for what he done, but you know, when you're young, sometimes you do things that don't make sense to a lot of people, but you need to do what you need to do. That's life. And what he did cost him his life. He didn't know that was going to happen. It did happen, but he didn't know it was going to happen. Yeah, maybe he made some wrong decisions and he made some mistakes. Ultimately, cost him his life. Sad to see the guy go. At such a young age, could have probably been a great writer and a great human being. So I read the book, watched the movie, enjoyed both, but still a very sad ending. So if you haven't read the book or haven't seen the movie, I'd recommend it. Just my thought.
Watch it, Jazzi.
What?
Watch out.
I love when you got the grandkids up here helping at the cabin. Got Jacob and Jazzi up here.
What the hell?
Jacob's chopping and Jazzi's trying to help pick up and pack that heavy wood. Sometimes Jacob just gets the urge to come up and start chopping wood. He's always liked using an axe. So here it is. Gotta tell you a little story while he's cutting.
Ooh, you're not getting your...
Yep. If the other day he was up here cutting wood and that piece was like 3 feet long. Whoa, too dark. Hang on. Well, there's Blue Dog, and boy, do we have a story. Yeah, Blue, turn my flipper around here so you can see what's going on with my camera. Got a little story to tell about old Blue Dog. Well, you know, he's going to be 3 years old come June. This is the end of April. Blue, we never turn him loose very much, and there's a reason why. When we turn him loose, he wants to run. He just runs. And we never know what direction he's going or where he's going. One day, gosh, probably been 2 years ago, I turned him loose a few times in my yard. He goes and stands out in the middle of our road. Our road is not a very busy road. It's a 25-mile-an-hour speed zone on our road in front of our house. Nobody drives 25. And I shouldn't say nobody. A few people do, actually. It's just that the majority of people drive 45, 55. We've seen them doing 75. The sad part is, right down the road from us, heading south, not very far, there's a really tight turn. 20, 25-ish, maybe 30. I've seen people take it at 50 and just about not make it. A lot of tire squeal. We've seen a lot of people have accidents out here on our road because they drive too fast. The speed limit is 25, folks. But they can't seem to do that. They're always speeding down the road. So last Sunday, a week ago, Jacob and I were down in the driveway working on Jacob's brand new 2000 Dodge pickup. Brand new used pickup. As we were working on the truck, we turned Blue loose, and he was in the driveway. He was kind of running around the truck and hanging with us, and I kept trying to get him to come to me because I wanted to hang on to him because we were too close to the road. Probably 10, 15 feet away from the road. Well, a pickup goes by, had a dog in the back. And the dog seen Blue, let a yelp out, and Blue took off after the dog, right out into the road. The bad part is that truck was not the only vehicle traveling down the road about 45 miles an hour. There was 2 other cars at the same time going this way on the road. And when that happened, Blue, running out into the road, gets in the middle of the road, and when he got in the middle of the road, I heard a car slow down, but I heard they hit him. I thought, great, somebody just killed my dog. Of course, everybody just drives off. It's like, we're not guilty. Oh, hell no. We're not stopping. Bunch of morons. That's all I gotta say. You're a moron if you watch my channel, which I'm sure you don't. But I tell you, I was pretty upset. Blue comes limping back into the yard, leg up, and I thought, he was bleeding, had blood on his leg. I thought, oh God, dang it, he got hit. He comes up, boy, I'm scolding him. His eyes are just bugging out of his head. Not a yelp out of the dog, not a whimper, not a cry, nothing. So I'm trying to look at his leg, trying to see how bad he was hurt. Up high on his hip, he had just a little tiny mark. Very little blood there, but he got hit there. And down on his paw, on the, like where his little toe would be, on the end down here, on the back foot, he had a pretty good sized cut, maybe big around as my little finger. Almost an inch round, where the skin was just gone. So he got clipped pretty good on the foot. So his foot was hurting. That night his hip up here had swollen and his foot had swollen, and he didn't want to put it on the ground. Didn't really walk on it the first day. The second day he was putting the foot down and walk on a little bit. And now it's been a week. It's almost, I would say, completely healed up, but it's mostly healed up. He's never been in any pain. Luckily, whoever hit him didn't hit him very hard. Still makes me mad. When you hit someone's dog, you're supposed to stop. I mean, I know it was an accident. I know it wasn't their fault. It was the dog's fault. I get that. But still, have some courtesy, people. I mean, people have to stop being morons. I mean, I don't want to talk about this kind of stuff on my channel. This is not what I'm about. I don't want to talk about morons. So, just saying, I'm glad that he's okay. I'm glad he's doing well. He's actually walking on all four most of the time now. But once in a while when we're out in the yard, he'll try and run a little bit. He picks his leg up sometimes. So I know it still bothers him. I can't really touch it. But it just upsets me that there's people out there driving too fast. When the sign says 25, there's usually a reason. We're in a heavily populated area on our road. There's lots of little kids. There's lots of dogs. We have people with goats and cattle. And in the old days when I used to live here 20, 30 years ago, we had probably a cow a year die out on the road because they got loose. And people would just hit it and drive off. And of course the farmer, he'd hook onto his tractor and drag it in his yard and butcher it, his cow. But I mean, people just need to slow down. So do everybody a favor. Try and pay attention when you're driving, would you? Look ahead. See what's going on. If you see a dog running out into the road, stop. Not that hard. And when you're in a 25 mile an hour zone, maybe you should think about driving 25. You could save a life. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I'm still mad. Still mad about it. Okay, and there's my front porch. I still need a little bit of trim around the edges, but by God, we're looking good. We're getting her, people. We're getting her. And as you can see, I got my boards around the window all put on, bottom, sides, top, and I did put a board on each side. I didn't know if I was going to do that or not, but I decided, you know what? I wanted to cover up those cracks. They just didn't look very good to me. I didn't like it. So, with that being said, we put some boards on. Got a couple more signs up too. But yeah, I like this one here. You know, we don't dial 911 here. That's just a given. Just so you know. Don't run over my dog. Makes people mad out here in the country. We just don't like that kind of stuff. Our dogs are our kids. We love them. Right, Blue? Let me show you a picture of this boy standing up here. He just happened to come outside with me. I had to put him on the rope or he'll take off. Right, Blue? You're a runner, ain't you, Papa? Blue, what you doing, Papa? There he is. Well, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting me and my channel. I know I'm just a little podunk channel out here in Oregon. Old man, building a cabin. It's taken me forever. But you know what? I have a full-time job. I work Monday through Fridays. I'm a school bus driver. I think I told you that before. So I'm still driving bus. I just turned 71, by the way, in case you're wondering. So I renewed for another year. I told my company, I said, you know, I'm still able to walk. I'm still healthy. I haven't got any goofy diseases to kill me yet. So I thought, you know what, sign me up for another year. Let's just give it another go, and we'll see how my health does. As long as I can keep living and breathing and working, I don't know when to quit. Honest goodness, I really don't know when's a good time to stop. I really enjoy the people I work with, and that is not a joke. My bosses are great people. You know, I don't know if you're an older retired person or not, you know, in your late 50s, early 60s. I wish. But if you are, and you're sitting around home bored, sleeping half the day, maybe you need to get up off that couch and go find your local school district and say, hey, I'd like to try and be a bus driver. You might find great rewards in that. I know I do. I love my kids on my bus. I enjoy them every day, seeing them. End of the year, I'm glad to see them go home and take a summer off, and then next year I'm back and get to see them again the next year. They're happy to see me, just tickled to death. You make relationships with your friends at work and your kids you're hauling and their parents that you deal with every day. I tell you what, it's a whole different world out there when you do this job. So, if you're bored, sitting around home, got nothing better to do, hey, drive a school bus. You might learn something. Okay? So with that being said, I'm going to say adios, and we'll see you on the next one. Cousin Steve, I hope you're doing better, buddy. Got a hip redone. He says, yesterday, I'm doing great. And he's glad he done it. So, good for you, Steve. And we'll have him back on the channel as soon as I can get him back here, guys. Love my cousin. Love all of them. Glad to have Steve come over and visit me once in a while. So, that being said, we'll see you on the next one. So, live your life carefully, would you? Moose crack. Cabot Time, Oregon.